Hello, everyone. It's Breezy, and boy, do I have a doozy for you. Normally, I try to do like 3 or 4 different stories in one video, but tonight I'm just doing the one, and tonight we're doing a D&D horror story about one of the most moronic characters ever ever created. So please, go get a beverage, go make some popcorn, and hold on to your butts for this epic saga. Today, I present to you the Chronicles of John Sonter and Other Catastrophes. Act 1, The Fall of the Forgotten Sun. In the dying heart of a ruined fortress city, once belonged to the kingdom of Sonterberg, where the nation itself lay in ashes, there lived a young nobleman, John Sonter. He chose to name himself John Sonter. His real house was actually House Abalis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't think it hardly matters. Yes, that means he voluntarily branded himself on purpose with a name sounding like generic medieval NPC instead of the powerful family name. An heir by blood, a recluse by choice, and a scholar by sheer inertia. He read dusty books, he trained with and studied weapons, and he spoke to no one. Can you imagine dialogue with this guy? Just an NPC going up, hello, and he's all like, I can't, oh god, okay, let's all try to keep our composure a little better through the next 4 acts of this saga. Yes, there are 5 acts total in this saga, plus extra shenanigans. Okay, let's keep reading. Okay, there is a little more to Act 1. I forgot, so let's finish reading this one and we'll get to Act 2. Literally, never spoke to his family even once, neither parents nor siblings, and had no clue they hated him for refusing to learn practical skills and not getting a practical education. Genuinely thought being quiet was enough character arc. Oh my god. His family quietly erased him from the inheritance. Gee, I wonder why. While poor John obviously wandered the halls like a lost soul looking to find its calling. Craving purpose, he resolved to become a criminal. This guy has no direction. Only to discover that the criminal underworld had died decades ago, along with the rest of the country. He never even asked anyone nor did any research before deciding to become a criminal. He just assumed there'd be one. Somehow, in the city-sized apocalyptic ruin that is crawling with monsters and militant fighters. This man has no direction. What kind of character is he trying to make? Like, he's already been given so many plot hooks before the game. And he turned them all down in favor of... I don't even know. I don't know what kind of character this guy was trying to make. On to Act 2. Act 2. The peasant face. I am not going to contain my composure through this whole video. I'm sorry. I am going to continue laughing through this whole story. And I hope the rest of you are too. Foiled in crime, John decided he'd earn an honest living. An honest living doing the simplest, lowest kind of work. I warned him out of character that nobles are expected to lead and take positions of actual power, and that he has the capacity to very easily become somebody actually influential and important. Didn't stop him. He cited that it's better to leave those things to people who are made for it anyway. Dude, your background is a noble. Except low. The economy ran caste and serfdom. Nobles didn't do grunt work. Nobody would have wanted to hire the estranged son of a prominent house. And to his dismay, he had no actual employable skills beyond dusty lore and shooting a crossbow. Undeterred, John approached his parents, hat in hand, begging for any job, only to be told with open contempt, "You're a disgrace. Your siblings were out there making fortunes and taking control of the land while you wasted your time reading books. Tell me why I shouldn't disown you right now." Oh my God. Rejected and thoroughly humiliated, John's next idea was characteristically subtle and rationally measured. Kill them all. It's worth noting, he still didn't really know that a lot of his family hated him, despite the very obvious signs. He just wanted them gone so he could do better in their places or something. Oh my God, this guy is so clueless. Wow, this guy really has no idea. It sounds like he tried to play the whole humble noble, like a Strider-esque character without the Aragorn part. Except Aragorn was constantly being asked, "Come back, we need you. You'd be such a great leader." But this guy screwed up at so many turns that not even his family wants him back. And kudos to the Dungeon Master for giving this awful player character consequences of their own actions. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, this next part, it gets better / worse. Act 3, The Undertaker. Oh my goodness, I don't know why that's so funny. Why is that so funny to me? Oh my God. There was indeed a trick up John's sleeve. Years earlier, he had acquired a cursed gun, the Undertaker. 7 bullets, each guaranteed to kill their intended target when fired. no matter how distant, no matter how obscured, even if one seldom knew who the target truly was, one bullet, unknown to John, was trapped. And thus, when fired, the gun's creator may take control and guide the bullet in any fashion they'd like. Wow, they gave this guy a really nice weapon at the seemingly beginning of the game. And, oh my goodness. Before this, I talked advice with him and even made sure to warn him, save your shots for gods, demigods, kings, and emperors. Just literally anyone that actually matters in a significant way. Did he listen? Nope. Of course he didn't listen. His sister, the one sibling of his whole lineage willing to speak with him, offered, you kill the others, and I get the family inheritance and business. You get a big estate. Yes, she proposed that, and he genuinely thought that this was an absolute 200 IQ genius tiered trade. Oh, brother. He quickly agreed without question, thinking himself a master manipulator. He fired out 6 of his priceless bullets into the skies, each one taking the life of a different family member, wasting a divine artifact to win petty family drama. By sheer dumb luck, John did not fire the booby-trapped bullet. He never stopped to think about what he could actually do with the gun or considered its power, just instantly burned through it. Okay, that one was kind of painful for me. As someone who likes epic weapons and loves to save them for boss battles, like, I can totally understand why that was so cringe for the DM to have to deal with. I mean, yeah, you really should have saved that for, like, a legendary creature or something massive, or a Tarrasque, or a dragon, or, like OP said, a god or demigod, or something you would obviously be struggling with. And poof, gone with one bullet. But no, he he had to use it to kill his whole family because his family hated him. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. I've done some stupid things in D&D before, but I totally try to be funny on purpose, and I don't do it often. And I'm not gonna go PvP with other players, and I don't like to, go and just off my family because I didn't want to bite into any of my DM's plot twists or plot hooks, excuse me. Anyways, now that he has his mansion, just wait until you hear what he decides to do with it. Go refill your beverage if you need to, and get more popcorn, because it's so creative what he does next. Act 4, the brothel without women. Oh my God! No! Keeping true to her word, the sister gave John that which she had sworn, the promised estate, and a sum of money he thought enormous. Sure, the manor was big and expensive, but the thing is basically worthless without proper capital. And it was a lot of money, but the sum was incredibly small and insignificant compared to what the sister had kept. John immediately spent most of it on transforming the estate into a luxury brothel. Then he realized not only was it not legal, oh my god, but there was a crippling lack of available sex workers. For all who may have become, one was either long dead, enlisted into self-serfdom, or forcibly resettled. He did this before checking if it was legal or not, or if anyone would actually work there. Or, if anyone had any money to pay for it in a war-torn city with a collapsed economy. So, what did he do? Well, it came to him quickly. Hey sis, can you run my business instead? I'll just do nothing. Oh my god! The sister happily agreed, paying John just barely below the minimum wage to sit around and pretend he's worth even a dime. He congratulated himself on what he saw as another fantastic deal. He did genuinely feel smart about this. Wow, look at me. I don't even have to work and I still get paid. I swear I am not making this shit up. Wow, I don't even know if I have any comments on that. I mean, what was he trying to do? Was he trying to... It sounds like he tried to go from one simulator to another. The whole peasant phase sounds like he was trying to do like a farming simulator or... And then it sounded like he was trying to do a you-know-what simulator. And that was shut down really quick. And now he's just like, well, shit, I don't know what to do now. So let's see what John Sonter does next. Act 5, The Artist's Epiphany, and tentatively, the end. Retired, bored, and utterly purposeless, John proclaimed, I shall become an artist! Out of nowhere. There was no hint of this goal before. He never even practiced or touched a paintbrush. Accompanying him, one of his ever-perceptive servants inquired about the obvious. Where would he get his paints or dyes? Who would think to buy art when the people barely even have food? Did he even know how to paint? And then, faced with real-world logistics, John's resolve immediately shattered, paralyzed by having to think of something beyond a simple, vague idea of what he desires to accomplish. He rage quit from life, never to act again. Oh my god, this guy. He literally just left the server unannounced after over a month of everyone trying to help him and make sure that he doesn't shoot himself in the foot for once. The end. But wait, there's more. There are other bouts of lunacy. This is based on a true story, and some of this guy's other bright ideas include wanting to play as a robot after clearly being warned that robots have no free will and can only listen to orders. He played one anyway, and later on proceeded to complain and whine about having no free will. Wanting to play as a sapient kung fu bear with an infinitely replenishing bottle of vodka. Realistically, it would almost instantly die of alcohol poisoning and liver failure. But again, that didn't stop him from wanting to try. On another character, he spent actual months delivering a box of petrified poop to who he was told is named Grand Wizard of Harlan Know Her. hardly know her, without ever once checking what's inside the box, or wondering why they didn't even give him an actual concrete address. Deserted a village he was assigned to defending because he was scared of the incoming troops. There were like 20 guys. He would have won literally just by standing there. Oh my god. Had characters with real potential to be cool to succeed, yet had them immediately commit at the first setback of any kind. Lost his shit on several occasions, sometimes over very minor, petty matters, and antagonized his allies with good reason. Constant metagaming, only stopping when punished. He eventually cut back on the hard metagaming after getting slapped with in-universe consequences by a cosmic god, but the soft and subtle kind kept popping up, which was honestly more annoying to deal with. He repeated these patterns over and over and over every single time we watched it happen. And whenever we'd give him advice or tell him he needs to be more careful, he'd agree, knowingly, only to proceed to change absolutely nothing and act the exact same way. Before this, I honestly would not have even believed that these types of people exist. I knew that some people aren't great at RPGs and need a little help from the host or the other players, but this is a cartoonish level of incompetence, and worst of all, he was too prideful to live it down. I hope that this is funny to read about from a detached viewer's perspective, because it was an absolute exhausting nightmare to deal with personally. Okay, yeah, from listening to it, that was one of the funniest stories I've heard in a while, but realistically, if I was in that sesh, I probably would have left a while ago because he doesn't sound like he's fun to play with. You know, he just doesn't sound like he's fun to play with. I mean, I would get frustrated easily because it's so obvious what the plot hooks are. And I saw so many different directions that John Sonter could have gone into, and he took absolutely none of the plot hooks that were given to him. I'm surprised OP didn't kick him from the game sooner, but I also understand where he's coming from with the idea of, oh, he's just not good, he just needs a little guidance. Well, the guidance wasn't working. The man, at some point, I feel like this is some sort of, I wouldn't say weaponized incompetence, but I feel like part of me feels like he was doing it on purpose. He might not have been. He might just legit just be a not smart person when it comes to this type of game. But I hope you all enjoyed listening to this as much as I enjoyed reading it. I regained my composure there at the end, but I hope you all enjoyed laughing along with me. My name is Breezy, and if you want to see more content, feel free to follow me on Patreon, and like this video and hit that bell to get more notifications. I'll be posting more in the near future. Bye!